Computer. Welcome back, everybody. It's Blast Sports. Excuse me. I'm your host, Jay, also known as Coach Jay. And damn it, I bring the best underground talent to my platform. And today I have a very special guest, an undefeated MMA fighter, 8-0. Please introduce yourself, sir. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Miljan Zdravkovic, and I come from Serbia. I'm an undefeated fighter, MMA fighter. I'm coming up on the European stage. I have some big wins, but not many people know me. But in the future, 100%, everybody's going to know who I am.
No, of course. I have no doubt everybody's going to know who you are. So I was looking at your record. You 8-0. And you haven't fought in a year. Why?
Yes. I have been troubles outside of the cage with contracts, with organizations, and something like that. And that put me out of the cage like for 1 year now. And it's been too bad. It's been frustrating for me to not fight. I was healthy. I was training all the time. But fights didn't come up. It gets harder to get people in the cage with me after my last few performances. So I'm hoping I'm fighting soon.
You are high risk, low reward fighter.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not very well known, but I'm dangerous in every aspect of the game and a problem for everybody. So people, when they watch my fights, they see, a very, very hard fight that they can lose everything, like my previous opponents. In my last two fights, I broke two guys' skulls, not just figuratively, but literally. So it's been a hard hard time for me to get a fight.
It's gonna be hard. You're beating the crap out of people.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was watching it and I'm like, wow, no wonder he hasn't fought. It makes sense.
Yeah.
A manager is not gonna put a fighter in with you because you're just too damn good.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a like breaking point, where I have not too many fights, but not too much, and people don't have anything to gain. But I'm hopeful I get to the UFC because there you cannot choose the fights, and I'll fight anybody. I'm just ready. I'm ready for all the guys.
So, how do you stay motivated? Because you're nobody wants to fight you. That's it. Let's just say it. How do you stay motivated when nobody wants to fight you?
Yeah, I think it's hard. It's hard. Mentally, it's hard to keep yourself up, to wake yourself up every day and train 2 times a day when you don't have anything like no fight in the near future. But I've been to harder times, and I know worse. That's what keeps me going. And I know just train and just improve. When I don't have fights, I try to improve as much as I can, learn new stuff, polish my weapons, and be ready for anything that's coming my way.
You said polish your weapons.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. And people are scared of you. How much more polishing do you have to do? You are right now. You are an avoided fighter.
Yeah, 100%. I think when I look at my fights and everything, I always see flaws. I always see something that I can do better, and I always try to improve. And I think what I have now, it's nothing compared to what I will have in the future. So I'm gonna be much more dangerous. My striking is better than my last fight. 1 year I had time to train. I had trained hard. I trained every day. Since my last fight, I didn't skip one day. I fought on Saturday, Sunday I trained, Monday 2 times, and it's been since now like that. Always, every day, 2 times a day, 12 sessions a week. So
I hear that I hear in Europe and overseas, not like in America, they train 2, 3 times a day.
Yeah, yeah. It depends, you know. You have who's fighters who are hungry. You know, they train their ass off every day. So they wanna be the best. They wanna show the world who they are. They're gonna train hard, very hard.
So this is kind of where I'm going to go with this question. In boxing, nobody wants to fight each other. Everybody avoids each other. In MMA, everybody wants to fight each other. But for some reason, nobody wants to fight you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's very very hard to find. I don't know if I was somebody else and I look at myself, I would want to fight me 100% because what I show to the what I bring to the table, it's like very very high level. And if you can beat me, then that means you're on another level. I would want to fight me. I want to fight the best guys. That's my mentality. I want to fight the best,
If
and I
there's
want to be the best.
if there's one person right now that you could fight, who is that person?
Yeah, it's
Who are
the
you going to
champ.
call out right now?
Yeah, Merab, it's the champ. I want to fight him. I want to get to him, but it's not like now I'm gonna call him out. I want to take my time and build myself up.
Gotcha.
You know, everything is in this sport is earned. So I have to get to the UFC and fight all the guys, and I want to beat everybody. Just line them up, and
No, no,
I'll
no.
knock them
I
down.
get that. But if there's somebody in your country that's not in the UFC, who would you want to fight?
Yeah, now on my radar is FNC champion because I'm signed to the FNC promotion. That's a Balkan regional promotion, and the champ is Darko Banovic. So for me, I want to get to him. He's my next target.
You think you get the fight?
I I don't know. He's been hard to find since I signed with the FNC promotion. So we'll see. I hope he accepts the fight.
I hope so too. When did you sign with FNT?
Yeah, about 1 month ago.
Okay, in fairness, it's been 1 month. It's 30 days.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But
30.
I've been in talks with organization for previous events to fight, but it just didn't materialize
I
because
mean, it happens.
opponents have issues all of a sudden when my names gets mentioned. You know, they
They get
have
sick.
injuries, they cannot cut weight, they have other fights. I
I
don't know.
mean, it's like we said. You're high risk, low reward.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they
And
know
I'm
if they step in the ring with you, excuse me, in the cage. My apologies.
yeah,
When they step in the cage with you, there's an 80% chance they're gonna lose.
yeah, 100
And I'm
percent.
being nice by saying 80. And that's they playing house with house money. So they're like, nah, I'm okay. You know?
Yeah, yeah. And now in nowadays it's like all about Instagram followers and like publicity and marketing and everything. And I'm not a guy like that. I just keep to myself, train. The only concern for me it's like MMA. It's a sport, and I'm a sportsman, and that's the only thing that concerns me. Fame, chasing clout, or something like that. I don't care about that.
You
I'm just care about being the best.
you remind me when I speak to you and the way your demeanor, the way you handle yourself, you remind me of Miguel Cotto.
Yeah,
That's who you remind me of. Very
really.
quiet
Yeah,
to himself. He doesn't care about fame, just wants to fight and go home.
yeah. He's a good boxer.
Yeah.
Very good.
And you remind me of him. The way you speak of him,
Yeah,
you're reminding me of him. I mean, the way you fight too, the way, I see some things, but outside your demeanor, do you think
yeah.
that you're right? We do live in a social media world. Do you think that's hurting you that you're not more out there in the public?
Yeah, I think it is not me like a person, but my career. You know, if I gone out and done some like stupid stuff, I would be like more recognized. But it's not my way. It's not what I like My nickname on Instagram is like Bushido. It's like code of honor for me.
No, I
That's
respect
like
that.
more important than anything else. So I keep to myself, like only sports, family, and God, and that's it.
That's a beautiful thing. Don't ever change who you are. Don't ever change
Yeah,
who you are
I won't, brother. I didn't
because
change
you're very
before. I'm not gonna change in the future, 100%.
you're very authentic, and
Yeah,
that's we don't find that in this world anymore. But I want to ask you a question. How did you start MMA? What made you want to go to MMA? Like, let's backtrack a little bit.
yeah. To be honest, I didn't want to train. Like when I was young, I didn't
Okay.
want to train. I have a older brother that was like telling me, you could be good like in sports. He was telling me about kickboxing. You should start. You can be good in that. You like you that's like your thing. But I didn't want to do it. I just
Okay.
didn't want to do it, and it just happened like spontaneously. I was like in Paris, like working when I was like 18, and like I met a guy, and he like brings me to a like BJJ class, and I'm like I was watching some videos, but I didn't really know nothing about it, so I was just like going, and I went to that first class, and I was like, that's it, that's it for me. I was like seduced, by the sport, by fighting and everything. And I was like, when I get home, I'm gonna search a gym and I will start training. So I searched for a gym and I start first with kickboxing because I couldn't find like close by any like MMA gyms because I live in a very small town
Okay.
in Serbia. And I started kickboxing for 5 months, and then I find an MMA gym and I transitioned to MMA, and I start like this. And the first time I walk in the gym in Serbia, like a feeling hits me like I cannot explain. I That's the only time I had that feeling. It's like crazy, and I that moment I knew this is gonna be what I do in my life. It's
Did
it's
you get
it's crazy to explain. So
No, 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 I get it. You found
yeah,
passion. That's beautiful. That's a
yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Now,
and it wasn't like a fancy gym or something. It was like a basement with two
those are the best
bags and
ones.
like nothing else. And I don't know if the feeling hits me. And from that moment, I was hooked. I was hooked. I was never missed training, never always train, always push hard. And I knew at that moment, I knew this is what I'm gonna do
So
in
now
my
here's the question. When you walked into the jujitsu school, BJJ,
yeah.
no disrespect, because I saw you roll and I don't want to get beat up. But did you get beat up your first day?
Bro, they submitted me, I don't know how many times, and I thought I'm gonna walk that there, and like because of like I grew up like in Serbia, tough grown up. Used to fight and used to do stupid stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna kill everybody. But it wasn't like that. But for me it was great. It was great experience. They choked me out so many times I cannot remember, but I was just so excited to do that. It was like drugs for me.
Gotcha. No, no, I
Yeah,
get it. The adrenaline was pumping.
yeah.
Now, going to BJJ, they always say the white belt is the most dangerous person to fight because they don't know what they're doing and they're reckless. Do you
Yeah,
agree with that?
yeah, that's 100% true. The beginner will hurt you like nothing, and it's because you don't know what to expect for them. They just go on their feeling, on their the natural response, and you're used to people having uh, like a response that they learned through martial arts, and the white belt doesn't have that, so they will hurt you like if you uh, if you don't be careful with them, you're gonna have a hard time.
Have you been hurt by a white belt?
Yeah, mostly in the beginning, but now I try to avoid doing with people that don't know. But if I have to, I know what I'm gonna do. So It's
Okay.
like I'm very, very careful
A friend of
not to
mine
hurt
says,
them and them not to hurt me.
yeah, a friend of mine, when he rolls a white belt, he says he does positional rolling just so they could get used to flow or flow roll.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, kinda. I just try to move around. If you just submit a guy, that's nothing because he's a white belt. He doesn't know how to defend. You just practice something. I do practice some moves that I cannot do, like with somebody that knows very well BJJ. So I go light and I just practice. I
Gotcha.
practice. So I help them and I help myself.
And what about kickboxing? Did you get your head knocked off?
To be honest, no.
Oh wow. All right.
Yeah, I was don't get me wrong, I wasn't beating anybody up, but they were going light on me. So I learned a lot there.
Gotcha. Now I want to ask you a question about your very first MMA fight before everybody started avoiding you.
Yeah, professional or amateur?
Professional. When you said,
Professional. Yeah.
I'm going professional, this is it.
Yeah.
What led you to make that decision to say, Coach, we going pro. That's it. No more amateur.
Yeah, it was like a difficult time for me before I go on professional because I was fighting on amateur scene in Serbia, but I didn't have any opponents. The competition wasn't that like big, and it happened like on two tournament because it had only like 3 competitions a year at that time when I was
Okay.
an amateur, and it happened 2 times to me that I weigh in for my category and nobody's there, so I have to go up and fight the guys
Mm.
in a upper weight class. And after my last competition, I I came in, I weigh in, and they said you don't have opponents. And so what I'm gonna do? Go home and wait another 6 months for a competition, or say, okay, give me anybody. So I say, let's go up. Give me the guys up. So I fight there, and I won one fight against a tough opponent. Now also professional fighter, Voja Simičić, and I lose my second fight because the guy was much older than me and much more experienced, and he was like bigger than me, much bigger. But and I was also like injured, and I had my nose broken in that preparation. So I went in with a broken nose,
Wow.
competing. Yeah,
That's crazy.
and yeah, it's crazy. And I got hit like really bad in nose in the first fight, and my head was gonna explode from pressure. It was like crazy. And the guy beats me, and I'm like, my like my life crumbles
Yeah.
with that because I thought something else, and it didn't come to be. And I talk with my coach, and then we say it doesn't have any sense to do this anymore. So we get the opportunity to go pro on like Serbian MMA league, and I accepted because
Okay.
I thought I was ready. But that was a big learning point for me.
So
I
you didn't
learned so
you didn't
much from that
lose.
loss.
You didn't lose, you learned.
Yeah, 100%. I learned from that loss so much, and I grew from that loss so much. And after that loss, I seen many flaws in my game that I wouldn't have otherwise. So I start wrestling there after that fight, and I start competing in wrestling, and everything gets like better and better from that point on. So I
Okay.
have my first fight on a regional scene in Serbia, professional fight, and I win by TKO.
Yeah, I saw
I fight. Yeah,
that. Did you
yeah,
was you because you lost your last amateur fight. Then you going
yeah,
pro.
yeah.
Was you nervous going into the cage like, can I lose? Is this a
Yeah,
possibility?
yeah, always. It not only did I lose, the guy slapped me, like got me in the guillotine and slapped me. So
Mm.
I didn't tap. I go to sleep, and it was like mixed feelings, you know. I was like confident in myself, very confident because I trained harder than ever. But there's always that like voice of doubt in your head when you have a loss, when you lose. But I didn't let that get to me because I know what I'm gonna do, and I said to myself, this is now a new story. Everything else doesn't matter anymore. You 0-0 and you start over again, and that's it. So
So
I go out there and
you kick ass.
yeah, knock
You
out
start
the guys.
so you start winning, 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 and then the opponents start going down and turning.
Yeah, yeah. It starts getting harder and harder to get fights, and I had few decisions in a row. And then I have a knockout in Germany, like head kick knockout, and then from that point on, everybody starts like looking at me. It starts to get like I start to get attention from the MMA community, and but I still get fights, and then I start knocking people out with my hands.
And then
So
that's it. The fights just stop.
yeah, the fights
Because
just stop. The offers don't come in anymore.
you could kick, you could punch,
Yeah,
and you know how to do jujitsu.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
So
And
you're well
the
rounded. You're very well rounded.
yeah, the funny thing is, I took all my opponents down, either with
You,
punches or takedown, but everybody went to the ground with me, all my opponents, and I didn't show too much of my like wrestling skills and grappling skills. I don't have any submissions, only knockouts and TKOs. But in the future, I'm gonna show my BJJ skills 100%.
no. It's coming. Do you do BJJ tournaments to stay in shape and get ready to get people in a guillotine or in a cross choke or something like that?
Yeah. Whenever I have the chance to compete, I take it. So I have many competitions in grappling, in BJJ, in wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle, everything. I did everything. I have kickboxing fight. I did anything I could get my hands on. So I competed as much as possible. After that, yeah, I've now remember after my first fight, the next day I competed in wrestling. The very next
Wait,
day.
wait, wait, wait,
Saturday I fought. Sunday I competed in wrestling. I won.
wait. See, this is the thing. You,
Yeah.
how can I say this? Now you wonder why people don't want to fight you. You're a machine. You're a machine.
Yeah.
You going in the cage, you training, you knocking someone out, and then the next day you're competing in wrestling or in a jiu-jitsu tournament. That's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's gonna be smart. A lot of
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah. I had a few bruises for my fight, but it didn't stop me to compete, and I won. I won the like regional competition. It was like Greco-Roman style. So
Gotcha. Do you okay,
yeah.
but now that you signed to this promotion, they're gonna get you a fight. It's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
coming.
In May they have in like event in Belgrade, and I'm like 99% sure I fight there. It's
Oh
just a
man, I'm
matter of
happy for you.
who's gonna be my opponent.
Listen, when you get that flyer poster and your name's on it, send it to me so I can promote for you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. I will.
Anytime, anytime. Don't even worry. Don't even waste time. Send it to me like this. Consider it
Yeah,
done. No, I'm
yeah.
happy for you.
I'm on my toes, waiting for a moment to call me for a call. Every day I check my WhatsApp to see my manager text me something. I can't wait.
It's
I'm
gonna happen.
so
It's gonna
so
happen.
excited to fight. I can't wait. I can't wait to 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 fight again. So it's been 1 year. It's like my prime, but
I feel bad for your opponent because you're gonna really put damage on them.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna show that I improved 100% from my last fight. What people saw in my last fight, that's gonna be nothing to what I'm gonna show
Ooh, I
in
like that, man. I
in my
love
neck.
that. And you,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I've been watching. I'm a big fan now.
Yeah.
So
Thank
listen, man,
you, bro.
I'm gonna wrap it up because you got things to do and I got things to
Yeah.
do. And I want to thank you for your time. But I want to bring you back in
Yeah.
May. In May,
Yeah.
and
Hundred
talk about
percent.
your training and we could talk about everything else.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you, brother, for your time, and thank you for the interview. And
Anytime.
thank you to
Anything
all
I
your
could do for
fans
you.
that watch you.
Thank you.